And it says we are live. It's Thursday night. I'm here. You're beautiful. That must mean it's time for GotBot Goes Live. I, of course, am your host, your most humble of hosts, Dennis Moulton, a.k.a. GotBot. As always, as I move this down a little bit. There. As always, please like, comment, share. Of course, subscribe. And while you are at it, light them up. Baby. That was sad. There you go. Hit the notification bell. Helps me out a ton. Let you know when content of all sorts goes up here on the channel. Check out Machinery of Man, The Everything Factor, all the groups that I'm either a mod or an admin for, as well as all of my social media links. All of that is in the description down below. Also in the description down below. And if you're in a position to help the channel to grow, you can use the donate link. Check us out on Patreon. See what we have to offer to you through spring. Or, of course, hit the join button at any given time and become a channel member. Just put up kind of some first thoughts about a couple of things a couple of days ago. And I have a few more kind of first impressions up and coming, besides for the countdown stuff and whatnot. I've been a little lax on it, I'm not going to lie. I'm hoping to kind of change that now moving forward. But, man, end of summer, forest fires, and then one job and then changing jobs, and then the holiday. It was just, anyway, it was a whole bunch of stuff. Speaking of busy and rushed and harassed and run ragged, if I stumble tonight over my words or whatever, please bear with me. We have had a storm that has dropped, as of 8:30 this morning, 75 centimeters. I'm willing to bet we're closer to 80 to 82 centimeters at this point, and it's supposed to stop. But for those of you not like kind of in the know of that, that's a little better than 2.5 feet of snow on top of what we kind of already had. And we had a big storm last week with 50 centimeters, and we got another one coming up on Saturday. Anyway, it's a whole thing. I've been out a total of 9 hours at different points. So it's been busy, but you know what? We're going to talk Toy Fair. We're going to talk Takara. We're going to talk everything that came into that, as well as some other nuggets and whatnot. Cyber World, for example, some guests for some of the conventions and stuff. Should be a good time, I am hoping. Hey, BS Prime. How you doing, buddy? Been busy supervising the TF store. Wait. Do you like work there? I'm just curious. Give that a like. Yeah, so it's been really, really busy. But you know what? We do have a lot to cover. I'm going to try and be as tactful as I can. Everything from Overgear. Again, we do have an unboxing tonight because it's something else I didn't expect was going to come all of a sudden, and it did come all of a sudden. So why not do it tonight? Let's see who we got here before we kind of kick things off. Masterfire. Hey, Big M. Dragonfly. Albert. Hey, D-Dog. Hey, Lance. Matthew says he managed to get a crazy help from eBay over the week. Throwing 30 Skywarp, who I really like. That Skywarp was forever coming here, and the only spot that got him was Target, and Target only lasted here 2 years. Go figure. But I love those. You're talking about the Fall of Cybertron one, right? Fantastic, so good. 86 Scourge, Titans Return, Retro, Chrome Dome. I like the Chrome Dome too. Each for $25 or less, not bad. Not bad at all. Let's see. Dragonfly says, sounds like the storms we've been getting here. What Snow White? Yes. You're the first dude I thought of, actually, Dragonfly, when I've been out doing the stuff with it. I work as a supervisor in Transformer Store. Cool. That's pretty neat. That's a pretty good job, man. That sounds like a pretty good job. We finally got 86 Soundwave in store yesterday. Nice. We finally got RID. Got rid. 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 You see what I did there? We finally got RID. We finally got rid of all our snow. Oh, my goodness. Dude, you can have some of mine. Outside, our driveway is like a tunnel. And I would say the snowbanks on either side of it right now are ranging between 4.5 to 7 feet in height. So, like, it's been a lot. We finally got rid of all the snow. Well, I'm glad for you, buddy. Right here is so windy with a lot of dust. Dust can be bad too, though. Got me. Power of the Primes Predaking finally. I always thought he was a little too big, but I think he's a solid Predaking. Like, if you're okay with the size, he's a solid Predaking. I did review it way back when. Yeah, the false Cybertron ones. Oh, those Seekers are like, they're phenomenal. That's why when we got things like Earthrise, I felt let down because honestly, I felt like the Fall of Cybertron Seekers were better than the Earthrise Seekers. I don't think they were as good as the Siege Seekers, but I think they were better than the Earthrise, and they were deluxe. But man, and those like chain guns that were like on their forearms, oh yeah, they were great. And the head sculpts were, man, head sculpts were money. Some instructor promo picks. We'll get to it. We're not there, but we will talk about it for sure. Hey, Ash. Hey, Francis. Okay, let's get into the news and let's kick things off with something super exciting first. Super exciting. You're going to call me a liar when you see this because it's this. Yeah. I mean, Cyberworld, Cyber Changers, Optimus Primal, first look. I mean, he's going to be 10 centimeters, so 3.9 inches, about 4 inches. So it's not quite a deluxe. I do like this, though, and I've never thought of this because I see this stuff, and it's 4 steps to the conversion to Gorilla Truck Mode, whatever that is. But here's what I do like. When you read the description and whatnot, is it here where it says it? I'm not seeing it there right now offhand, but somewhere in that description, it says that it's a great, it's great for kids who like fidget toys. I never thought of that before. What a great idea, though. It's not even that I dislike it, but I mean, it was obviously an Optimus Prime that got redone as Primal. I don't know. I'm way behind on Cyberworld. I don't know if Primal is in it, and I don't know if he's a truck. If so, then I guess it makes perfect sense. Again, I don't hate it. It certainly embodies the character, looks like him. As I always say with the Cyberworld stuff, man, elbows. My kingdom for elbows. I don't detest the look of it. I think it's a little small, but I mean, a lot of the Cyberverse stuff has been that 10 centimeters, right? A lot of them have been, so it's kind of in scale with the line, I guess. It's not really for me, but if it is for you, then that's cool. And even the truck, like, I'm not sure why they're calling it a gorilla truck. It's obviously just a truck. I don't know where the gorilla aspect comes in, but hey, whatever. I'm not hateful on it. It's not for me. That's all. But you know what? The whole fidget toy angle, never thought of that before. That's a really good point about those simple little ones. We also had our first images of Overgear Optimus Prime. And as you would expect, he is a truck with a lot of gear because it's Overgear. There is a English translation now of an interview that the designer did with a site or whatever. But basically, Overgear is going to have its own fiction. The Decepticons have become very dominant. The Autobots are more like a resistance force. There's a number of different like groups and units. I think Ironhide is Unit 3, but that's like one unit of many. So there is going to be a Takara fiction at least to go with it. I don't know if Hasbro will follow suit. But the idea was, according to the designer, to do something different, to do something more unique, so to speak. And he kind of pitched the idea of, well, what if they had like tactical, weaponry and tactical alt modes and stuff. So while their alt modes and whatnot are not licensed, they are meant to evoke a gritty nature that's very real world, just as the fiction will be meant to evoke a gritty real world nature. I don't dislike this. When I look at the robot here, I get really strong Cybertron Optimus vibes with the big shoulders and stuff. So I'm open to seeing how this goes. I do wish that his blaster, I get it, the realism thing. I do wish that it had a couple of more nods, though it does have nods. But I wish it had a couple of more nods to his traditional ion blaster. I don't dislike this. It's just it seems more rifle than ion blaster, even though we got the cartridge here. We got the stock piece back here. When I get it. I get that the pieces are there. I just wish that they were a little more traditional, I suppose. So yeah, I don't at all hate this. I think that's the only image, though, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, that's basically the only image, right? But it looks good. No trailer, but look at all the armament that he's carrying, right? Let's get back into that. Hey, MPG fans! If you are a fan of MPG, you have the MP or MPG Soundwave, you'll probably be real happy to know that you are now going to be able to avail of a blaster. Based on this picture, is that the only picture? Nah, there's a few pictures, sure. Based on this picture, it looks like his face will be his cartoon accurate face, no surprise. We're also getting a steel jaw. I hope they do a better job on him than they did with the 86. Plus a bunch of cassettes, once again done for Soundwave. Again, if you have Soundwave already and the cassettes, you probably don't need these, though I'm guessing that the color schemes here are meant to be more animation accurate than the original MP13 cassettes. So Rumble and Frenzy, of course, and Ratbat and Buzzsaw and Ravage, right? I mean, it looks good. There's no doubt. Strange that we're not seeing a Laserbeak here, but I guess Laserbeak came with Soundwave. I don't remember now. That would make sense because I've definitely seen this before. By the way, I really wish that the wings of the 86 Soundwave cassettes were a little angled more like this. I think that's my problem with the 86 Laserbeak and Buzzsaw is that the wings seem too straight and they should have that little wing angle on them. If they had that, I think I'd be really cool with it. Small gripe, but worth noting. Also, and I talked about this with, I think last week, I think I touched on it when I showed Ravage, how his actual paws should be black, just like they are here with the MP, or MPG, if you will. And Rumble and Frenzy, of course, being Rumble and Frenzy. You decide which is which. And the cassettes, and the power drivers, and Soundwaves behind. So you get the idea. But yeah, I would reckon to say that a blaster, very long overdue. As well, this was mentioned last week. Some people were really excited about it. Dramatic Capture is releasing a 2-pack that is going to be Optimus with Jetfire. If you are on the hunt for Optimus and Jetfire, and I do know a couple of guys who are, my advice to them and to you is the same. Save yourself the hassle of going back and trying to find those two. I know that Dramatic Capture is going to be a little bit more expensive because it's imported from Takara, but do yourself a favor and just get the 2-pack. Save yourself the headache. You'll be happier in the long run. I've never looked at these two. I've looked at the original, but I've never looked at the Studio Series. That said, I've heard the Studio Series and the combined mode is far more solid than the original. So make of that what you will. Does it look cool? Absolutely. Just like it did in the movie. Like, imposing. Quite imposing. Impressive. We had some in-hand images with Shockwave and Skywarp. Again, Skywarp looks great next to Thundercracker. Shockwave looks fine. Some people said Shockwave's way too small. I got to say, based on the Sunbow chart, no, he's not. He should be the same height to the head as the Seekers based on the Sunbow chart, and he is the same height to the head as the Seekers. So I think a lot of people feel like he should be bigger because his original figure was bigger. But like based on the Sunbow chart, he's the size he should be, and he is a proper Voyager this time. You can see him here, Grimlock, Blaster. I get it. There are times that I feel like he should be taller too, but I don't think he's supposed to be. Not if you look at the Sunbow chart. And I know that that's definitely imperfect, but it's the closest thing to objective, I guess, that we have to go on. Again, I have the Siege, so I'm not in for this. But I think it's a great Shockwave. I think it's the definitive Shockwave. The apology tour thing. Apparently, there'll be a bunch of figures and a bunch of things going on and announcements. The first thing they did was apologize for offing Optimus Prime in the 86 movie. Some people said apologize for the HasLab scam. A couple of people said that to me. Some people said apologize for taking out, Wheeljack, who I don't think was taken out because of Victory, although I get that there's a fiction there. It's like, that's a different Wheeljack. I don't think it is. Apologize for Ratchet. Apologize for Ironhide. Heck, apologize for, I guess, not just repairing Megatron and turning him into the crazy Galvatron. I don't know. But I guess we'll see what comes up through the year. I think starting with an apology for offing Optimus is a good start. We'll see where this goes. I think it's creative. I'll give credit where credit is due. Does that mean it's good? Well, we'll see. Takara also showed off on a T-Spark live stream, I think it is, YouTube, T-Spark YouTube page or something. The EVA Optimus using the legendary AoE Evasion Mode Optimus mold. Not the regular Voyager. This is the bigger Takara one. That face looks monstrous. But again, the truck looks great. The truck looks very clean, very good. Exactly what I would expect. That looks monstrous. This looks cool. Big battle axe, cool. A Matrix with a red center, interesting. Two of the blades that come out on his wrists, and he looks the part. It looks great. I don't have a problem with this. I don't know Evangelion or however it's pronounced. It's like Neja. Apparently it's Neja. I've been calling it Neza because I don't know how to pronounce Asian words, but I'm always happy when somebody points out the right way to do it. This is emotional images and stuff from the stream, I believe. Overgear, Blackout, and Ironhide, right in hand of Blackout. Definitely looks very cool. Again, not an official plane, but gritty enough and realistic enough that you could believe it is. Ironhide, an Earth vehicle with a lot of gear on it, and apparently that's the thing with the Autobots. They still have more low-key vehicles because they're in hiding, kind of, because they're a resistance. It looks really cool, no doubt about it, but it could also be fairly inconspicuous if he needed it to be. I do wish that Ironhide had some more red on him. I appreciate the red highlights, but I wish there were a little more. The Blackout helicopter looks really cool. Certainly stylized, but looks really cool. The alt mode for Ironhide, bulky but clean. Not a big backpack, not a big front, just clean. I do like the length of the legs and the big bulky feet too. I don't know what scale these guys are. Look at those blue eyes. I don't know if that's light or light piping, but it's gorgeous. Thinking light piping. But you never know with Takara. You never know what they'll throw in there. And of course, this is, you can see their size by comparison, right? Here they are next to some other characters, notably that legendary Optimus, which was bigger than the Evasion Mode. This was more like what a leader class would have been. So these guys are quite big. They're more leader class-esque in terms of size. Really impressive. I don't know what all those ports and stuff are, but you get the idea. You get the idea. It's impressive, and we're going to get more of it, and there is a fiction to go with it. This is official picks and pre-orders. I'm pretty sure I don't want to look at these. I think we're going to look at them later. I just want to double check, though. Yes, we are going to look at them later. So I'm going to back into that. Yes, we're going to talk about it. All that was revealed. I kind of touched on it last week with the first look, but we're going to talk about it even since then. Energon Surge, Bumblebee, and confirmation that Cyberworld is going to get in a season 2 titled Energon Surge that I think is going to start in August, if I'm not mistaken. Hunt is on for Energon, and Cyberworld will never be the same. After his adventures with Optimus Prime and Leader 1, Bumblebee discovers a new form of Energon that supercharges his powers and increases his size. But too much of the Energon can cause chaos and maybe even unlock Bumblebee's inner rage. Along with his surge in power, new regions, upgrades, and missions are unlocked. New allies drop in. But new threats also emerge across every part of the map. Battles will be fought for control, and alliances will be made because whoever controls the power of Energon controls all of Cyberworld. 11 inches. That Energon Spark Bumblebee, quite large, 11 inches. Think about an inch shorter than combiners, mainline combiners, an inch or so shorter than Siege Jetfire. That's what we're looking at here. Again, does that mean it's good? I don't know. Do you think this Bumblebee looks good? Does that look good? Do you like it? If you do, cool then. You know, do you like this? Again, it's going to be 11 inches. 11 inches. I feel like already the legs probably don't have a knee or they're joined is what it looks like to me. Not a fan. I'm not a fan of that. You might be, but I just can't get behind it. Cool design. I don't, neat design and all. I don't at all like the figure. I don't think this looks even a little bit good. Although to its credit, elbows, just saying. So it's not all bad. I also like that it has a visor thing that seems to give him like his, a cheeky nod to his G1 toy face. Frank Welker will be joining Peter Cullen at TFCon LA Saturday and Sunday, so they'll both be there, which is quite nice. Blokees, they showed up too. This one has the Wave 2 wheels. I'm sorry. This one has Springer, Roadbuster, Overlord Plane, Iron Fist, Overlord Tank. I talked about the Overlords before. Huffer, Runamuck, Scoop. Scoop is a cool one to add. Shatterglass Sideswipe. Pipes, who I like. Cosmos with weapon. I think that's cool. Breakdown. Titanium Edition. Roadbuster, Titanium Edition, Springer, Radiant Edition, Roadbuster, and Hologram Edition, Springer. I guess if you really want, here's a box that shows some of it. This is the wave on the side of the box, basically. I'm sure we will, get more, see more, hear more as these trickle out. But some interesting additions there. Roadbuster, Iron Fist, Shatterglass Sideswipe being a cool one. Scoop. I think Scoop's a cool one to add. How often do we get Scoop, Studio Series Voyager Shockwave in hand images. Again, some people have said he should be as big as Soundwave and Megatron. Actually, Soundwave should be slightly shorter because Soundwave should be just like his horns should just be over the Seeker's heads, which means the horn should just be over Shockwave's head. And he's a little bit taller. Megatron might be a bit too big. I get why people are saying this, but he's right. If anything, these two are slightly oversized. This compared to Skywarp, this is actually correct. Based on the Sunbow chart. Right? Again, based on the Sunbow chart. And I like that he comes with a small version of himself. I have a resin cast painted from the Centurion pack that I put with my Siege one. So I kind of sort of already have this accessory. And I do, in fact, pair it with Shockwave. So there you go. Then we saw this. There was this promo video stop motion thing. And I saw this, and this still doesn't look good. The legs are too long. Why are the arms not only short, stumpy and small, but why did they only seemingly come down to about his waist? A natural arm comes down mid-thigh. His arms seem way too short. I keep thinking of, what's that movie? It's like one of the horror movie spoofs. Scary Movie. And he's like, take my little hand. It's the strongest. I feel like that's the way his arms are. Take my little arms. The tummy, I guess, pulls out and you can do the flap thing for his chest. But that's still ugly because now he has a big vertical hole in his tummy. It's just, I don't think that this helped anything. I really don't. I don't think it helped a thing. Yay for you, Big Bad Toy Store, but I don't think that really helped anything personally. There's Shockwave again. I'm not going through all that. When I get to the top of this page, I'm going to check in with you guys. Oh, here we are. And we talked about Star Eagle last week. I mean, I'm not in for this at all in the least. I have my air razor and it's colored as air razor. I guess Americans would like this. I presume that's. I mean, I figure that's who it's being marketed to, right? Because isn't it like meant to tie in with like your Independence Day or whatever, right? So like I guess it's cool if you're in the U.S. I'll be interested to see how well this sells outside of the U.S. I'm not in for it, but I mean, to each their own. It is most definitely red, white, and indeed blue. In fact, 2 shades of blue. Go figure. We are going to go to here. And I'm going to scroll down, but I'm going to check in with you guys before we kind of get into the toy fair stuff. Let me go up here. Let's see. I think it was about here. Love the chain guns and the fact they rotate only. What? Rotate. My only complaint is the empty space and the arms just hanging there. I'm assuming you're talking about the Overgear stuff. Cyber Changer's Optimus Primal looks like the love child of Optimus Prime and Long Haul. He does. You're absolutely right. I agree. I do like a lot of these Cyberworld designs. I just wish the toys were more articulated. Yes, and you know what? I've been hearing that a lot, actually. I've really been hearing that a lot. Truck and Monkey. Yeah, Truck and Monkey. That's right. What? Trunky. Trunk. Oh, that's a hard word to say, Francis. Trunky. Trunky. Hashtag Trunky. Literally a few days ago, Rosie Huntington Wheatley, aka Carly from Dark of the Moon, showed up in our store. Cool. She came with her kids to buy some toys. Neat. Funny, I was there the only one to recognize her. Isn't she more model than actress? Hey, Quentin. I do not have any new stop motions out. I wish. I would need time and space to do that right now. I haven't abandoned it, just so we're clear. I have not. It's just, again, every time I think I'm going to have time to work. It was the same thing with the holidays. I said, this is when I'm going to catch up on Cyberworld. Holidays completely got away with me. One thing after another. And I do have some other projects that have got to take precedent. For example, we have a heater not working. That got to be seen to at some point when I have time. A screeching fan in the bathroom that I thought some oil was going to take care of, but it doesn't seem to be doing it. I'm afraid I'm going to have to take it down and find that little felt piece and soak it. I really don't want to do that, but we'll see. So it's not gone. It's just getting around to it. Hey, Felon. Hey, Joel. Let's see. I know I'm skipping some stuff. Bear with me. Maybe Shockwave should have been a tad taller. Anyway, I'll pick them up. I don't have the Siege Shockwave. If you don't have the Siege, get it. It's the Shockwave. It's just I'm really bitter that the Siege they put out as a leader class with all of that like spaceship crap junk garbage, and it still was only 213 grams. It was never ever a leader. I said back in 2019, take all that junk out and sell it for what it is, a Voyager. And everybody said, it's not a Voyager, it's a leader. You're just a big complainer. And I was like, okay, I'm a big complainer because I value my money. And here we are, 7 years later now. And what are they doing? They're taking the crap out and selling it as a Voyager, the way they should have done in the beginning. That stuff boils my blood, I gotta say. Apologize to the employees that got laid off. I don't know what that means. I'm not hating or loving Astro Train just yet. Train mode looks great. Does it though? I have the comic book color variant of Siege Shockwave. Yeah, that's good. And you know what? And that's good enough. You got the mold. You got a Shockwave. You're good. Hey, Maximal 10. Oh, I get it now. Apologize to the employees that got laid off. I get it. The apology tour. Yes, I got it now. I missed that. I told you, man. 75 centimeters of snow. Sorry. Apologize for wheelie. Yes, Maximal 10, I hear you. For the record, they use pretty close to the EVA design. Good excuse for me to pick up the mold. Everyone cheese. It's the cops. Now they're gone. Hi, Anthony. Can Hasbro apologize for season 3 of G1? Like so much wrong, I can't even start. Which is funny because this week's countdown question is favorite G1 season 3 character. And the voting has been very interesting. It's not what I expected. We'll watch tonight to see. I'll have to see The Offspring. Nice. Enjoy, man. I hope they do a lot from Smash. What a great album that was. Unless you meant Offspring, not the band, but kids. But you said it there with a capital O, so I'm assuming it's the band. Because of Prime's death, they should give out emotional support bots. I agree. I could use the emotional support bot. Apologize for Beast Machines. Beast Machines isn't bad, man. It's the end of Beast Wars. It's esoteric, but and I'll admit, it was my second watch through before I really understood what they were going for with the story and stuff. It is a heavy watch. I'll say that. Eva Prime being bigger than the Overgear figures while being like $40 cheaper is wild. I don't know how much the Overgear stuff is going to retail for at all. If you've seen prices, cool. I haven't. Not that I've been looking it up because I'm not interested in it myself. Hey, Blue. Hey, Joel Prime. Fist bump back at you, buddy. Don't make B angry. You wouldn't like him when he's angry. That's true. That's so true. 4 steps. This thing is basically a statue. It's basically the new Scorponok. Yes, it is. It's very similar. Yeah, very similar. I regret buying Cyberworld Scorponok. I don't know why anybody would ever buy it. I looked at it and I was like, this thing can't move. It can't do anything. It's literally money I would be throwing. I might as well take my money and throw it in the garbage because that's what I'd be doing with it. I think it's that bad. I may have gotten those Cars Blokees to get me a Cosmos. I can see you doing that. Detritus? I'm not sure why you're... Oh, on the box? Maybe. It could have been Detritus. I think Transformers is entering a dark age. Only because fools didn't listen when prices started to go up. I've been saying this since 2019, and nobody wanted to listen. As soon as Siege came in, and those prices skyrocketed, I said, it's time to start holding Hasbro accountable. It's time to start holding Hasbro. It's too late now. No good to complain about it now. You should have done 6 years ago when they started this trend where they are now. And that's when I said, and by 2021, I looked at everyone and said, Hasbro isn't going to last to 2031. Certainly nothing recognizable like we know it to be. We're in 2026. I haven't seen anything yet to change my mind about that. Do you mean Die Atlas? I'm not sure what you're asking me about with Die Atlas, Daryl. Given up on 86 Astro Train. That looks like trash. I'll stick with the DC version. DC version? Oh, Dramatic Capture version. I got you, Dramatic Capture. You know what? You know who my Astro Train still is? Titan's Return. Because I wasn't a big fan of the Siege one. I get that it's popular. It just wasn't for me. Astro Train looks like a literal train wreck. I agree. I love the Scary Movie series. That's where it is. That's where Little Hand comes from, right? Isn't it? Am I right with that, Master Fire? When I saw the Astro Train, you had quite the reaction. Yeah, it's awful robot mode. Awful, awful. Like all the pieces are there, but the proportions are so off, man. Astro Train went from flaming crap to just crap. Good thing I have the Siege version. As a Thomas fan, that Astro Train has caused confusion and delay. If this was Blue Bolts, I would have been tempted, but not easy skip. I think you're talking about now the Star Eagle thing, right? Let's see. Sorry, I was just trying to clarify something. Blue. Oh, blue. Okay, all right. I saw the pictures of the new Turtles G.I. Joe by Playmates. I saw that. I thought that they were pretty cool, actually. Well, you got to remember that isn't Playmates like under Mattel at this point? And don't Mattel and Hasbro have like a working relationship now? So am I wrong about that? I could be wrong about that. But I saw those and I was like, that's pretty cool, actually. Like Leo is Snake Eyes. Donatello, I think, is Roadblock. I can't remember now, but it's very obvious who's who. Astro Train looks like it was all focused on train mode, and the shuttle and robot modes are an afterthought. Yeah, I tend to agree with you, to be honest with you. I do tend to agree. And that's the other thing. Hasbro's throwing the license around because they got to make money somehow because they're circling the drain and going down the toilet. One of them is the Pirate Dude. Pirate Dude. I don't remember Pirate Dude. Shipwreck. Shipwreck's not a pirate. He's a sailor, but he's not a pirate. What are you talking about, pirate? He doesn't go, "Our matey." He just wears a sailor hat, and he's a sailor. I guess he's in the Navy. It might be Shipwreck. I think you're right. I think maybe Michelangelo is Shipwreck, something like that. Let's go on. So, Toy Fair. Let's get into the Toy Fair stuff. Toy Fair had a bunch of stuff, actually, from Blokees, including the Darkest Hour Galaxy version, the Brutal Fang Defender, the Action Elite Tarn. There was a lot. You'll see. We'll go through now, and you'll be able to see a lot of it. I like these little lads. I think Starscream Wife has a Starscream of this. They're cute. I think they're the classic ones, right? Little chibi, you know. I do love the trailer and the wheelie. I think that are not wheelie, roller. I think this is fantastic. The Galvatron is neat. His head looks hilarious to me, and I cannot tell you why. Reflector I like, and Cyclonus I really like. Though I do find the center here a little bit jarring. I'm not gonna lie. Great face though. You can see Combaticons here, both robot and alt mode for Skyfire. Pardon me, Skyfire. Sunstreaker here, Cheetor, Astro Train, Magnus, Primal, Snarl. I'm not sure who this is offhand. Looks like Shatterglass Hot Rod. Sideswipe, obviously. This is cute. This is also adorable. Right? Onslaught and Swindle, particular. Obviously, a translucent. This will be like a Radiant or something like that version of Optimus. Really like this cute little Cheetor. This is a better proportion, even being a little super deformed. This is a better proportioned Astro Train than the 86. And that's sad. Plus, take note, down under his chest, on his ribs, we have an outline in purple, and then the inner part is red. On the 86, that detail is there, but it's not painted. This thing's a later class. Paint the ribs. Honest to God. Don't be so lazy and cheap. Because that's all that is to me. Magnus looks great. Primal looks great. Yeah, I was right. Shatterglass lad. He looks good too. They both look good. I actually really like the plates on the Snarl. Perceptor, Beast Wars Megatron. Beast Wars Megatron robot mode, and Blast Off in shuttle mode. And it looks like Primal in gorilla mode. And Blackout, I'm guessing? So a lot shown, including the RC, the Mirage, the Planet mode of Unicron, the Thrust, and Bombshell. Like, there was a lot shown here, man. As they go through here. Of course, these are more, I think, Defender class, if I'm not mistaken. Springer looks great. It's amazing to me how quick Blokees bangs these out. Trypticon. Little tiny Trypticon. Obviously, this is an Elite Edition Megatron in, I guess, reformatting mode. Really amazing to see. Look at the chest and the head and stuff. Kind of shocking to see. And he does come with a clear throne. I reviewed the regular Megatron, courtesy of Maximal 10. Look at Turn. Oh, yeah. I'd like to have the nickel. I wish I could have the nickel, but I don't need the full Turn. But yeah, beautiful, man. Really beautiful. But like, I'd be cool with the nickel, right? A lot here was showing off the movie stuff, the Optimus, the Bumblebee, the Megatron. We've seen all of that before, though. So, you know, again, wheels. This is the IDW Optimus, but it works. All this works and looks really brilliant. Kind of nothing new right there. Again, wheels, breakdown, Roadbuster, Iron Fist. We just talked about all of these, right? Prowl, obviously. Love this. It's a great version of Scamper. No big surprises here, I don't think. I think this is the wave 1 of these, and all very self-explanatory. Obviously, this is War for Cybertron, Fall of Cybertron, Megatron. I'm assuming that's what that's supposed to be. IDW, maybe that's IDW Megatron. IDW Hot Rod, or Rodimus if you prefer. Swerve. And it looks like Swerve does come with my first blaster. That's what it looked like to me. So a lot showing up there. If you're a Blokees fan, and I know a lot of you are, Starscream Wife really kind of is. A lot of really, really cool things up and coming. Yolpark, not to be outdone in the model kits front. There we go. Not to be outdone in the model kits front. Yolpark showed off a ton of stuff. They're primal from Rise of the Beasts. I mean, look at the detail. Look at the face. Even though the things don't transform, like the display, the love, the paint, the texture details, the parts count, the articulation, it's all just so high end. It really is. The Transformers 1 lads. Look at all that beautiful silver. RC from Rise of the Beast. She looks great. As does the Optimus, looks great, and the Scourge. The Mirage, we've seen all of these before, really, so I'm not belaboring it. The Soundwave and Ravage. Look at Optimus. I know that a lot of people don't necessarily like the design, but come on, look at the metallic finishes and the way the light hits it. It's hard not to like it and be impressed. Same with the Megatron. Hard not to be impressed, even if you don't like the design. You know, Drift, look at how it hits his face. Yeah, his face is horrific, but like this just hits hard for detail. Same with the Starscream, the G1 Optimus. Like it's what more can you really say? Honestly, the Rhinox, the Cheetor, even. I think this looks better than the Studio Series one. I'm assuming this is Primal. If it's not Primal, then it's obviously Ape Link. To be hard not to be impressed. The Elita one and the smaller Elita one before she got her cog. Same here with Megatron, cogged and cogless. This is Computron. This is their first go at really a combiner. I don't think it really scales with anything. Like, it's not going to be huge. It's just going to be a combiner that's already combined. If you like that, but I think it's about the same as their Optimus Primal, for example, which is a great Primal. But you got to accept some of this at a scale, right? Same thing here, the Dinobot. I mean, my goodness. The G1 Megatron. I mean, this is very quintessentially Megatron. Is anybody going to argue with the perfection that's here? I doubt it. Same with the Starscream. One might argue that his gray should be a little lighter compared to the blue, but I think that that's a gripe. I do think the Megatron should have had black above his eyebrows and the triangles, but that's the only gripe I can really levy against him. The Bumblebee, the Optimus, I mean, golly. You can see here, I think this is one of the like BMK beginner kits, right? Very easy to put this model kit together, obviously. Ratchet, Ironhide, Bumblebee, Orion packs. We've seen these now for a while. Same with these. Hound, and we talked about the Cliff Jumper in his dark gray. So we've sort of seen a lot of that before, honestly. And yeah, we've sort of seen that before. So we'll go back into that. We'll move our way up. Afraid of that. Let's go up. Where were we? We were here. Let's go here. This is Cyber World reveals. A lot of these, my understanding is a lot of these are part of the Energon Surge line, basically, for later this year. Energon Surge Soundwave, Deep Sea Explorer, Sea Monster Submarine. He reminds me a lot of Tentakill, to be honest with you. Energon Surge, Spinosaurus, Shockwave, Ultimate Cyber Changers Hound, Arachnid, Armored Cyber Changers Arachnid, Energon Surge Bumblebee, and Decepticon Scourge, Pirate Ship Alt Mode. Again, it was mentioned in the chat that like the designs are cool, but the articulation is so limited. Like, well, we'll see as we go through now. Like, there's Shockwave. Cool looking Shockwave. The dude will have knees, but like no elbows. It's just straight. Like, cool alt mode. Something different. Very unique. I like that. This looks horrifying. Arachnid, we already talked about her. The Soundwave looks bonkers. But again, look how stilted his position looks because of the arms, right? This is really cool. Give me this as Tentakill and give him elbows. You can see how big the Bumblebee is there compared to some other smaller cyber world offerings. Right, the Bumblebee is gigantic by comparison. We'll see more of that in a little bit. Then we had this. It is Bruticus. Well, it was a few things, actually. It's the Titan Grimlock again. I don't know when the pre-order stuff for this are going up. A lot of people have asked. I assume summer. Usually it's in summer that this stuff used to get released, but now it seems like summer or certainly later spring is when it'll go up. Like, I feel like September, October is usually when these Titans get released lately. So if you want this Titan Grimlock, I mean, no doubt it's impressive. I don't know how well it's going to do because it is Bayverse. And Bayverse fans, if you want more Bayverse stuff, live action stuff, then guess what? You're going to have to buy this. It's as simple as that. You got to support the product. Very much not for me. Then we had this. This is our look at Swindle and Bruticus with Shockwave as a shoulder cannon. And I'm looking at this. I'm like, yeah, it's all right. I really don't like the green arms. Like, I really don't. Like, I find it especially egregious with Vortex. This arm should have been gray to mimic it, that this was Vortex. But this literally looks like, here's his arm and Vortex is his sleeve. It's obvious that Vortex is not remotely needed there. And that I find that very jarring. I do like the way the legs are handled this time. But I do have concerns about the way the ankle tilt will be. We'll see how robust that plastic is on Onslaught. I do like the Bruticus head and chest. I'll never put Shockwave on his shoulder. I get that. Apparently in that one episode, he picked Shockwave up and used him. I don't even remember that. As far as I'm concerned, Shockwave's not part of the combiner. But if you want to put your Shockwave on Bruticus' shoulder, hey, cool, why not? I guess it's a feature. It's a neat thing that, it's neat that you have the ability to do that if you want to. Not for me, but to each their own in that regard. Sometimes I'm not cool with to each their own because I'm asking a question and I'd like an explanation. But sometimes it really is to each their own. Like, I have no reason to put him there. And all I could think is, great, you put Shockwave up there, it might look neat. but it's severely going to hinder the shoulder articulation. And to me, it's not worth it if it's going to hinder the articulation. So make of that what you will. Swindle looks pretty good, I gotta say. Ooh. I'm pretty happy with Swindle for the most part. I hope, though I think the front grille could have been handled better. I hope that he doesn't have the issue that Brawl is known to have, as he has like an ankle tilt that's requires a fix and stuff. I hope that Swindle doesn't have that. I like Swindle. I just wish the way the hood and grill was handled here was a little bit better. This is the Bumblebee and the Megatron. I don't remember what they turn into now, but it's, again, going with, I think, Optimus and Starscream. Yeah, there you go, Optimus and Starscream. It's the Samurai? Are they Samurai? I think it's Samurai. I don't know. What do you think of that on his shoulder? I guess it's your call, man. I don't like this gigantic cannon that he has up here either. It's obviously for Bruticus, but come on. The Orion Pax looks cool, as does Devastation B. And you know what? I saw a transformation for the Devastation B. It's very similar to KBB's Hornet's Agent or New Age's Little Lad. Not the same, but real similar. There's a lot there that's very, if you know Hornet's Agent, this is going to feel real familiar to you. And I think it's a better looking B, honestly, than the 86. It just, even here, while it's still square, the corner seems softer. And I love the alt mode. The Ratchet we've talked about before. I think it's a good use. Swerve looks great. He looks great. I don't think the chest is, the chest isn't accurate to the animation, but I'm sure that this is a good version of Smokescreen from Prime. And here we have, of course, Power Glide and what looks like a rub sign back here. I don't think I'll ever use the mutant mask thing, but cool that it's there all the same. Really liking the look of Sideways. If you need them, get them. I'm still not sold on this Nexus Prime, but if you need them, get them. This leans heavily into the original coloration with the red and the blue, but the design of Transformers 1 leans heavily into that. And by the way, they call this a plane tank. A plane tank. A tank that is also a plane, apparently, even though he's supposed to be a fire truck, I believe. Sideways looks great, as I said. Onslaught. Actually, this color version and this positioning, this is the best I've seen Onslaught. This is the best I've seen him look. I always felt like there were proportion issues, but not here, not in this picture. I think that this actually looks really good for Onslaught. Much better than the other pictures I've seen for it. And I like that he has the trailer, he can turn. The turret looks like it could turn. I like the versatility of all of this as well. Liege Maximo in his alt mode and robot mode. Cannot wait. Cannot wait. He looks brilliant. Really brilliant and really sinister. I love that he got the Legion darts. I love all of it. He's wild. He's beautiful. He's chaotic. I guess that makes sense when your uncle is the Chaos Bringer. He even looks beautiful in package. He really does. I would have loved for him to have the more low-key-esque design, but this is growing on me over time. And it does have precedence because of the comic. It's the closest thing to a G1 Liege Maximo that we're ever going to get. And he looks quite ominous next to the other primes, especially Megatronus, who is himself very imposing. But the Liege Maximo is more imposing. I still think I'm going to give him a cape. We'll see. Very sinister head sculpt. Looks great. Really does. Looks wild, but definitely the Liege Maximo. So impressed with this. The like I guess the broken Optimus and the broken Megatron. Look how gray those legs look. Honest to God, look how black that looks. Honest to God. Wouldn't that rot you? Honestly, please tell me I'm not the only one rotted seeing this. Look at that. How angry does that make me? It's like they've done it deliberately. The Hot Rod, the Scourge, Hound, love Hound. Kranix. I like the Wheeljack and the Sunstreaker as well. I like them in Earthrise, so I like those molds. If you miss Snarl, for the love of God, get Snarl. He's great. Can't wait for Kranix. I actually am really down for him. I think if you have the Earthrise, you don't need this. If you have the 5-pack, the United 5-pack, you don't need this. But if you don't have the Sunstreaker mold, get it. It's a wonderful Sunstreaker. Same with the Wheeljack. I don't know if I need it. I feel like I love Wheeljack, but I can't really justify or understand why I would get this when I already have the Earthrise one. I feel like it'll boil down to when I see it on the shelf. Is it going to drag me in to replace my Earthrise with this? I don't think it will, but time will tell. Especially since my Earthrise has the upgrade kits on it. Shockwave, of course, and Skywarp. By the way, loving Skywarp here. Love the alt mode. I said to Starscream Wife, this looks real slick. And it does. I really like it. The Astro Train. Okay, now I give a little bit of credit here. The shuttle has more gray going back through the body than I thought, but all of this on the side. What's up with all of this ugly grossness on the side? There was no better way to fold this stuff. Honestly, I don't know, man. That's rough. All of this, the wings, all this, it all looks very rough. The front end looks nice. All of this real rough. We do have the chest folded down, but now his whole body looks just too light because it looks like there's an upper chest and then a lower chest and then his ribs. I feel like there's like a double chest, and I don't think it's working for me. Down here is where the rib detail is. If you colored it in, I think it would break up the sea of gray a little bit. Though from the waist down, it should all be gray, so that's accurate. But I think you really got to color these rib sections before you release this thing. And do something with these arms, man. This is a leader class. Come on. The legs are atrocious. I don't know. I really don't know. Now, I'll say this. I was not at all sold on the train at first. I felt like it didn't look straight in the original pictures that were shown. This does look better, the way it's obviously more transformed. And these are obviously the wings. Yeah, it looks better, and I do like this effect. I can do without the tinderbox. It'd be nice to have, but if it's only going to be parts forming, then I don't need it. This does look better than what I initially thought. We saw these things. This is some collaborative stuff. You know, like the frequency, the America's Birthday lad. What's his name? Star Eagle. Another football helmet, and now with the USSF, I think. Soccer ball Optimus. We saw that before. And we now know we're getting Twin Mill in red as well as the blue that we have. It's a great, great mold. Just showing Bone Shaker here again. The helmets. Nothing real new there other than the red Twin Mill, which is, I guess, the Twin Mill 2, right? Which makes sense because Twin Mill had a lot of recoloration since being designed in, I think it was 1969, something like that. This is the Matrix of Leadership. Look at that goofy face. Look at that big goofy grin. Honestly, Evan, I've heard that it plays the touch. I don't know if that's true. It does light up. It does have a textured surface. It does open. I mean, I guess neat. I feel like a lot of people will get this and it will be like a centerpiece for a lot of collections. I'm not in for the role play stuff, but I respect its existence. Let me put it that way. Just more Star Eagle pictures. This is what I was talking about. Let's go in here because this was from Mark Marr, I believe. The Liege Maximo. And like he's bigger than Megatronus. And Megatronus is a hefty lad. Like look at him there. If you look at just that display there, who stands out to you as the most imposing and the most impressive? It's going to be the Liege Maximo. Probably seconded by Megatronus. And the third one in this particular picture is probably Prima. But the Liege Maximo just has this sinister presence to him. He really does. And for me, he's like the last one to get to round them out. So I'll show off all my primes then. Because I'm not sold on Nexus. I'm just not compared to the one I already have. This is the like the stock images of the Saga World stuff. Like this is the Soundwave with his tentacle things over his wrists and arms, and his Sea Monster Machine alt mode. Megatron, I'm assuming. And you can see there's a lot of translucent here. That's what's going to nail this because everyone's going to say, oh, translucent, that's going to break. Even though I've often explained how that's not the case. You know, there's this one twit who keeps trying to say that, yes, it is, and he's right, and blah, blah. Come talk to me when you've worked in manufacturing. Until then, shut up about it. The Bumblebee again. I don't know. Like, is it good though? That's the thing. Is this good? We've seen this done before. Like, do you remember the live action ones where they were like half scanned? I can't remember what the sublime is called now, but it was like half the vehicle and then the other half was translucent because it was half scanned, right? I believe that what they'll use here will not be the translucent, the weak translucent that we've become accustomed to. I think it will be the more robust like Quintus has. And again, I think that this is pretty much the end of the Toy Fair stuff. I'll go through it real quick. I mean, there's your Sunstreaker. Yes, the yellows match better than the Earthrise, but that makes sense because it's all yellow plastic this time. The windows are painted, as where before it was translucent for the windows, so the yellow was paint. Same with, I mean, like I look at this and I'm like, man, that's a great looking wheeljack. It really is. I wish his door said 538 instead of 638, but small price to pay. I really like Krenix. I thought that this would be a lighter color than it is. I'm a bit surprised at how dark he is. There are the Skywarp and Thundercracker. My one issue with Skywarp is why are his hands and his forearms different shades of purple? I get it down here because this is paint and this is plastic. I don't know if that's the case here or not. That's a little bit of a shame, but still, usually Skywarp is always some exclusive somewhere, and he's not this time. That's great. Give me Starscream. Finish this beautiful trio off. Though I have heard the Starscream is going to be exclusive, which he shouldn't be. None of these should be. Really slick looking plane mode. I love black and purple as a mixed color scheme. Bruticus and Shockwave looks good together. Again, I detest this arm. All of this, I can't stand it. Shockwave being Shockwave, Bruticus being Bruticus, but like again, green, they stand out so bad. I don't know. We'll see. A lot of those guys. I do. I meant to mention that. Let's go down here again. Gosh, where was that? Let's see if I can find it again here now. I do like this. I do like how clean the back of Bruticus is. This is real nice. And oddly, I don't find the arms as egregious from the back, probably because they tie into this. There's nothing on the front visually to tie the arms together. I think I'd have been happier. I think I would have been fine with the green arms if the front of them were black, maybe. I don't know. Snarl, Astro Train. Here we go again. I mean, I feel like we need that paint on the ribs. This looks like he has 4 pecs to me. It's not right. It's not right. I'm sure that they oohed and ahhed over because that's what they do, but it's not right, man. Maybe it'll be better in hand. Who knows? But you definitely need this rib section. I keep feeling like it should be here, that detail is below the chest. And I feel like these should be just 2 big blocks instead of like 4 where this flips down. I get it for transformation, but it's visually jarring. If I get this, I have to paint in the ribs. I cannot leave it like this. I just can't do it. It's too gaudy. Also, someone said that these gray pieces should be flipped up for robot mode, not down. I don't know if that's true, but I guess we'll see. This is that toy accurate chest. I do not like this big gap down here either. You didn't even bother to fill that in. I don't know. This feels like an unfinished design, and this looks blue compared to the purple. Terrible color match. A lot of issues there, man. The Matrix being the Matrix, and they're amazed with it and think it's great and all that good stuff. Oh my gosh, there's so much news this week. Classic Heroes Elite 1. I mean, if you want her, she's out. I'm going to check in with you guys there now in a second. Magic Square showed off their Legend Scale version of Computron. Again, Legends Scale. Very good. No doubt about it, these designs will be spectacular. It's Magic Square, but know that they're not going to fit with your main line because these are Legends. Right? Obviously Nose Cone, obviously Strafe, obviously Afterburner, Lightspeed. Sorry, Scattershot next. Lightspeed was at the beginning. So, I mean, again, Magic Square knocking it out of the ballpark. I mean, the pre-order for that, if you wanted it. This was showing some of the Matrix stuff behind the scenes and whatnot with the design. I mean, that's where the batteries go, right? You pull it out, you put your fingers in and pull it apart. You know, this is what I think a lot of people are going to do with this. They're going to get it and they're going to put figures around it and stuff, right? It'll be a centerpiece for a lot of people. And of course, some design sketches and stuff, as we normally see with these behind the scenes things. Hey, going to TF Nation is going to be Jack Lawrence and Nick Roach, both of whom work for IDW. And also going to TF Nation is going to be Vince DiCola. And if you are unaware, I'm just going to find it there now. James Alexander, who in Cyberworld is the voice of Megatron, Grimlock, Snarl, Chop Shop, and Galvatron. So he's very prolific with the voices for Cyberworld. Hobby doing these Chogokin former kit. They're little vinily, super deformed, doesn't do anything but stand there and be one color. Sunstreaker and Soundwave. I don't know if you would want this. I don't know. I don't see the point again, but to each their own. 1.7 centimeters tall. Like they're tiny. They come in a 2-pack, 3D print, chibi versions. Like they're 3D print. I don't know. I feel like poor e-hobby is really scraping the bottom of the barrel here lately. If you're in for the green legendary Lyo convoy, there is a Japanese manga related to it. I haven't seen a translated version yet, so I guess that'll be up and coming to tie it into everything. You even see some of the 13 from Age of the Primes in said manga. And Dan Gilvesian is going to be at TFCon Toronto. All of the pre-orders for these guys, we've seen all of the images. I mean, about the only thing that I think would be worth noting here is probably the robot mode of Astro Train. Again, if you were to look closely here, you can see that the molded in detail is there. That should be purple and red. What do you think? Now that you see it transformed all right. Now, I did see a guy who done his own little color here. He adjusted the arms and the shoulders, and it looked infinitely better. This feels like a step in the design process, not what should be the final product. I don't know, man. I don't know how I feel about that. I'm not going down through all of this again. We've seen a billion of these images by now. I will, however, do this. This is the box art for Lao Kaiser. Now, unlike others, I don't feel like that this is original box art done for this. I feel like a lot of what's down here and stuff was lifted from the cartoon and like redigitized. This is the back of the box, of course. I like this. You can see all 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 members with their breast partners or their chest partners and the display base, and all of their accessories can go under the display base. This is a substantial pack. I don't know how. I'm really going to have to look at the value and stuff of this in the end when it's all said and done. But I'm intrigued by what I'm seeing here. Very intrigued by what I'm seeing here with the packaging. More than I have with other packaging. And you'll notice it's still branded as Legacy, not Age of the Primes, because this was a campaign during Legacy United. Cyber World episodes 21, 22 are up. You do have sightings, a lot of new product, of course, out in Singapore and whatnot. That's where the Shockwave and the Skywarp were seen and purchased as well, though they were pulled from shelves. Flame Toys showing off their Windblade and RC. We talked about them last week a little bit. Looks gorgeous. A beautiful Windblade. Looks fierce. Really fierce. I really like the Windblade. And the RC. Also looks like she could be feminine but fierce. I like the RC too. Highly articulated. We all know Flame Toys. Strengths and weaknesses. Some more Overgear. Well, actually, there's just images here, but it's the interview that I talked about earlier. I'm not going through all of those images. We've seen those a bunch of times now as well. Yolpark, after Bumblebee movie, Optimus Prime. Obviously, grayscale at this point. But as you would expect from Yolpark, the detail is there. The matrix is there. Like, I'm sure we'll see a lot more when this thing is colored, but undoubtedly impressive. And this is an AMK Pro, so it'll have the die cast and the lights and all that good stuff. And lastly, the thing that I think was Big M brought up, being Monstructor. When we got Volcanicus, I said, this isn't really Volcanicus. It's more like Dino King. And we got Dino King. And if we're getting Dino King, then the North American repaint of Dino King was Monstructor. I certainly didn't need the Dino King. I had the Fans Project. This might be an excuse to get these core lads. I don't have any version of Monstructor, so maybe. Maybe. Obviously, their alt modes are going to be kind of dino-rific. Obviously, it's very much like the. Although they're not, they look more like insects and bugs and stuff. They are reshelled. They aren't really dinos anymore. They do very much look like they're pretender shells. I don't love this, but I don't hate this. At the same time, it's going to be a box set, so that's cool, I guess. Right? Like it's obviously an Age of the Primes box set. I think it'll depend on what the price is for it. If the price is reasonable, because it's what 6 core class, it's only core class. If the price makes sense, I might be in for this. We'll see. We'll see as time goes on, but that's it, my friends, for the news. Let's check in with you guys real quick. I'm noticing our time. That's why I'm trying to kind of push through here a bit. I got the Devastation Wheeljack. I like the cell shaded windows. I can see why you would, honestly. I got 95% of my bots online since the stores here rarely get anything. That's a bummer. I've got the 5-pack. My Streakers hair dryer gun doesn't fit. Probably clear nail polish needed. Maybe I've never gotten that to work. I usually build this stuff up with Bondic myself, but yeah, sure. If you've gotten the nail polish to work, go for it. His waist is almost emaciated. You're obviously talking about Astro Train. Forget making the robot mode look good. We need that moving wheel rod and opening back for the train. I don't. I need a robot that looks good. He'll spend next to no time in train mode. He'll spend 99% of his life in robot mode. Pre-order frequency, 40% off. Star Eagle reminds me of Botcon Beast Wars repaint of Fractal and Pack Rat. Maybe. I don't like the huge Hot Wheels symbol on his hood. That's fair too. It does play the touch. I don't really like the touch. I know sacrilegious is just, I don't know. I guess I've heard it so many times. I might get the Matrix if it is play the touch. If it plays the touch, no interest otherwise. I can't believe Liege actually dwarfs Megatronus. I'm quite surprised. It plays the song. Is the Mark Wahlberg cover? Is it the Mark Wahlberg cover of the song? Oh, that's funny, Phil. I like that. That's good. Transcan. Thank you. Dark of the Moon. Transcan. Transcan. Thank you. Yes. Reminds me of the E-Hobby pack of Henkai, Galvatron, Cyclonus, and Scourge, all clear plastic. Yeah, I forgot about that pack. I can see why you would say that, though. I'm finally... Wraith is back in the Omnitrix. I have no idea what I just read. I wonder if he will ever get complete G2 Stunticons. Oh yeah, it's been confirmed that they're doing all the Stunticons. So yeah, you're gonna have a G2 Menasor. I don't know about the others. The Matrix already has sold out in pre-orders on a lot of sites. Don't need it. Seems like a hot item. I agree. It will be a hot item. I have nowhere for you to put it. I have no need of it. But I think they're going to do more of these role play things. And that's cool. If people like them, cool. I've never been a role play guy. James Alexander is such a cool guy and a very nice guy to talk to. Wouldn't know, but I'll take your word for it, man. You can use your roleplay matrix, throw your HasLab Unicron off the balcony, and reenact the finale of the film. Later film. My instructor looks great. More remolding than I expected. I agree. They remolded a lot. I suspect he will be around 119 Canadian. 120 for 6 core class. That seems steep to me. I mean, I was figuring like, let's see. I was figuring, no, you might be right. You might be right. I was furious earlier because I gave a long rant of Hasbro's awful distribution. Oh yeah, well they do have awful distribution. Not as bad as it used to be, but still pretty bad. I have 2 Age of the Primes brawls. The second one has the stress mark, so I ringed it to what? I'm assuming you fixed it. That's how much Dino King was. Oh, well, if that's how much Dino King was, then you're probably right, honestly. Yeah, you're probably right. I mean, 80 US means nothing to me. Let's do the trivia, guys. That way we can do the unboxing and get out of here because your boy is beat. So, trivia. I think this is an easy one tonight. I hope it's an easy one tonight. Nexus Prime's backstory has been compared to the backstory of A, GotBot's Puzzler, B, Voltron, C, the Power Rangers Megazord, or D, Tobot V Galaxy Detectives Master V. A, B, C, or D. GotBot's Puzzler, Voltron, the Power Rangers Megazord, or the Tobot Master V. What do you think? Who was Nexus Prime's backstory similarly related to? Or often compared to, I should say. I should say often compared to. A, C, I don't know. Q, no idea. E, I have not a slight. I have not a slightest clue. It is B, Voltron. Both of them are known to be, of course, large robots. They both split apart. And when split apart, they each have individual personalities, just like the drivers of Voltron have. They both deal with threats that are like gigantic, dimensional, and multiversal. And they both have the same theme that as strong as the component pieces are, they're always stronger together. Right? Always stronger when they work together. So yeah, apparently compared very often to Voltron. Who knew? I didn't know. It was news to me. And the unboxing. Let's do the unboxing and get out of here. So the unboxing is only one thing tonight, but it's a significant thing because it's Brawl. Speaking of Blokees, which I'm still not sold on, though I have Brawl and I have Blast Off. Here is Brawl. Mine did have the stress mark. I did the fix. It's easy as pie. Very easy to do. Shouldn't have to do it, but easy to do. The big question is this. Evan likes to say, something is a Voyager because it has a ratchet. And he outright said that this guy and Swindle have ratchets. That's an outright lie. He lied. He outright lied. I'm going to call it now. Evan's a liar. There is no ratchet here. There is a friction joint for the ankle of Blokees. Zero ratchet, my guy. So, taking the ratchet argument out of it, which I think is very flimsy, honestly, is this guy actually a Voyager? Well, we're going to find that out when we do the review. I will say this, though. He is definitely more substantial than the Combiner Wars, and he is painted more accurately, though the visor could have had another pass of the orange, because on his eyes, I can still see the gray behind it. That's a bummer. But what you gonna do? Anyway, that's it. We're done. We've done all the news, all the Toy Fair stuff. We've gone through the Takara stuff, the Overgear stuff, the Yolpark, the Blokees. We did the trivia, which was, again, Voltron, and now Brawl. And that was 3 members of Blokees done. Woo! Did you pre-order all of the stuff or not? I certainly didn't. I did put in 3 pre-orders. You probably guess which ones. We'll see what happens as the months now unfold. There's a lot of reissues kind of coming up that thankfully I don't need. The Hound, the Hot Rod, for example, coming up real soon. So that being the case, I'm going to get out of here. Thank you, one and all, for coming by, giving me some of your extremely valuable time. I do know how important it is to you guys. If you are in a position to help the channel to grow, you can use the donate link. Check us out on Patreon. See what we have to offer to you through spring, or of course, hit the join button at any given time and become a channel member. While you're at it, hit the subscribe button. Stick around and have some fun with us here on the channel. And don't forget, not for a moment, not for a second, that you right there, you do make a difference in the world. And I look forward to the next time that you and I get together to have another visit, either in the live streams on Thursday nights, right here, right now, at the stop motion premieres when they happen. I promise you they will. Or the old-fashioned way, inside the videos. Have a safe weekend, everyone.